Hey everyone, welcome back. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving and that you're all staying safe. So, for this video, I wanted to talk about my experience with the new Apple iPhone 12 that I got about a month ago. You're probably wondering why this video is called What It's Like to Use Your iPhone in Church. And I really feel like the tech industry covers a wide variety of voices, and there are a number of sources that you can listen to learn about your phone and to learn about what kind of phone is right for you. But I feel like a particular audience that is not addressed is those of us who go to church and who use our phones while we are in church. So that is the group of people that this video is intended to speak toward, and I hope that this is helpful for you. Let's jump into it. So the first thing that I really want to touch on that I feel like is worth mentioning, obviously the design is very sleek. We've got the squared off edges. It feels nice in the hand to hold as you would expect. It's a little lighter, a little thinner. It has 5G, it's very fast, but I want to take a minute in terms of design to address the screen dimness. And I know what you're thinking, screen dimness? That's not what I mean. Don't you want to see how bright it is? And sure, I understand that. If you're outside, you want it to be a bright screen. But I also think there's something to be said as a churchgoer for having a dim screen. And the reason for this is that when you're in church and you want to spend time on your phone without being seen or noticed by anyone else, it's like when you're in a movie theater and you don't want your phone to be super bright. It's kind of like that when you're in church and maybe it's during a prayer or something like that, during worship and the lights are dim. You want to have a screen that isn't so bright that it's going to blind the entire church, or distract the preacher or anything like that. You want something that's going to be dim enough that the people around you can't see it, but you also need it to be just bright enough. It's a sweet spot, I'm telling you. Just bright enough that you can get a sense for what's on your screen, whether that's a YouTube video, whether that's Facebook. I don't know. That's going to vary from person to person, but I think what I would say about the screen dimness on the iPhone 12 is that it's good. It's good. I wrote the notes for this video when on my phone at the dimmest brightness, and I felt like it was dim enough that it would be difficult, looking from the side, looking on from the side to get a sense of what is going on the screen if I wasn't me, like if I was a neighbor or something like that. So overall, I think it gets the job done. I think we have more to go. And is it going to, completely dim the screen to an extent that you can't see? Here's where what you're gonna find yourself in. You're going to be able to tell that I'm on my phone, but you won't be able to tell what I'm doing. And I think that's a good step in the right direction. The next thing that I feel like is worth mentioning is note taking. So my main talking point here with regard to the iPhone 12 is not so much that something has changed or that it's gotten better, but really that nothing has changed. I'm finding myself frustrated that coming from previous iPhones, you're still getting the same note-taking experience. And I would have thought by now that Apple and Tim Cook and this company would have really thought to cater to the church-going audience by adding in what I think is a brilliant idea of presets, preset note note configurations, so that you just pop open your notes app and you see, okay, I'm in a sermon, and so I'm going to have my introduction, my 3 points, and my conclusion, and then probably some kind of like big general idea. And I feel like having presets like this to allow us to kind of customize the general format of our notes, it would be so helpful, because I find that having to make each of these separate independent bullet points, or use like dashes or something like that, it interrupts my like workflow when I'm trying to focus on the sermon, or when I'm responding to text during the sermon, or it's just frustrating. And I feel like they would really streamline the process if they would give us preset formats for taking notes during sermons, or also just give us like pre-written prayers as well. I feel like that would be another really good idea to have there in the notes, so that we don't really have to spend as much time, thinking about it or bring it out from the heart. It can be frustrating. So that brings me to my final point, which is the design. Like I was mentioning at the beginning of this video, I love the design of this phone. I think it's sleek. You can see I've got the Apple case on there. It's a little dirty. I've got the Apple case on there. I think it's a great case. I think it's a great design phone. Thin bezels, excellent screen. Like I said, the squared off edges. The camera's really good. The one thing I would say about this design that's a little bit problematic is that it's almost too good. Because more and more lately, I am finding myself picking up my phone when I intend to do something like read the Bible, or pay attention in church, or, I don't know, drive. I'm just finding myself more and more eager to just reach for the phone. And I really think this comes down to, I think it comes down to the design of the phone. And, some people are going to differ on how they feel like that balances out, where the responsibility falls, if that's, attention span or whatever. But I really think if Apple would understand that we need to do other things, we need to spend time on things that aren't our phone, and would just, like, I don't know, get rid of the screen, or the power button, or something. If they would change the design in a significant way that would help us to spend more time doing other things, I feel like that design choice would go a long way for just helping our overall well-being. And because they are continually making the design better and better, and giving us more battery life, and making the screen better, it's hard to explain. I'm just finding myself using it more. And you pay $1,000 for a phone, and it's like, man, should I really be spending so much time on something that I spent so much money on? I don't know. It's going to come down to you personally. But ultimately, I'm just here to be a voice, and to kind of share some thoughts. Those are some thoughts from a churchgoer's perspective. What's it like to use your phone at church? I don't know. I really don't know. We'll have to see when churches open back up again, and when I'm able to use my phone in church more. Hey, hon. How are you? Good. Yeah. I can talk. Just give me like 5 minutes. I gotta check my phone really quick, and I'll call you right back. You sure? Okay. Sounds good. I love you. Bye. I hope that this video has been helpful to you. If you are a churchgoer, I hope that you are continuing to stay safe. That maybe now you have the opportunity to go to church on your phone if you're not able to be at church in person. But thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.